Have you ever wondered how to make a pop gun? Well, my grandson and I wondered about that too, so we decided to make one. And this is what it looks like. And just to show you that it will work, here goes. So, what we started with was a piece of plastic pipe, and it was 3/4 of an inch inside diameter water pipe. And then we found a cork out of a wine bottle, and we sanded it until it was tapered on the end and it fit nice and snug into the end of this pipe. The other thing we had to do was carve the inside of the end of the tube and sanded it real nice and smooth so that the cork would easily slip into the tube. The way we did this was I carved it out with a sharp knife, and then I got a piece of a handle that fit just nicely into the end of the pipe here, and then I took a piece of sandpaper and put it in the end of the handle here and just kept sanding, turning it back and forth until we got a nice smooth finish on the inside here to guide the cork into the hole. Now it has to fit quite snug in order so that it will seal real tight in there. This is the most important part of this pop gun, is this tube and this plunger. For the plunger, we used a piece of 5/8 inch diameter wooden doweling, and in order to seal the air in there, we had to make a little leather packing in here. And so what I did was I found a piece of an old leather glove, and I cut up a little washer that's just a bit bigger than the wood. And then I got a washer in there and squeezed the leather onto the end of the dowel so that it just slips in there nicely. And this has to be completely airtight. When you push this in, it has to be completely airtight. It has to hold air. If it doesn't, the cork just won't work. The gun just won't work. It has to be an airtight fit so that when you push this in there, it compresses the air and then blows the cork out of the end, like this. So the rest of the gun, we just looked at a picture of a rifle in a catalog, and we drew this stock on a piece of wood, and what we used was 1x4 spruce wood, and we drew it on and we cut it out and sanded it smooth, made a little hole for the finger, and we drilled a few holes from the bottom here, and made a little flat spot on the bottom side of this dowel so it would fit nice and tight against the flat part of the wood. Then we glued the wood and screwed it onto the stock. So you could make this any shape you want, really. But the most important part, like I said, was this part and this part. It has to fit in there, and it has to hold air. When you push it forward, it has to be airtight in there. It can't leak much air, or it just won't force the cork out. So in the end, when we're done, we're going to take a piece of string and we'll replace this little screw with a little eye screw that will look something. We'll replace this screw with something like this, and then we will put a piece of string on here and run it through this tube and tie the end of it to the cork so we don't lose the cork. That way the cork will only fly a few inches away from the barrel, and that makes it safe too, and you won't lose your cork that way. So we tried this gun today to see if it was safe. So we tried shooting each other with it as hard as we could, and it really didn't hurt. Even though the cork flies out of there really fast, it's so light that it doesn't really hurt at all. Still, you shouldn't shoot somebody in the face with it, of course. So we'll take another look at this when we have it all together and painted, and show you the finished product. Stop.
Well, we finished our project. We painted the barrel silver and stained the stock brown. We tied a string to the end of the plunger and to the cork. We put some Vaseline on the leather so it wouldn't wear out. Here's how it sounds.